Welcome into today's 820 episode, your 500 seconds of resilience. Remember that every 820 episode intends to remind you, to suggest to you, to guide you to the direction and depth of your own resilience. Hopefully guided by your personal definitions from what you have discerned from what I've given you to share or to consider, and also what you have developed on your own, on your journey that refines and hopefully makes your journey a bit more efficient and safe. Of course, nothing's going to be guardrailed and never going to run into instances of trouble, but at least, as I said before, we'll say it again, what I share with you could be something you use as warnings to don't do what that guy's doing. Let me do my thing, but by my own understanding of my direction and drive and desire. But it's something I have shared with you on my experience, which is different from yours, yet at the same time common to yours. Hopefully it helps. Today's topic is called patience and pace. As I have mentioned in a couple of other episodes, my kryptonite or main blind side of me is impatience and stress. My tending to lean on more rapidity and to rush into things. Now, this short discussion or description really capsulizes my habits for most of the past 5 or 6 decades. And I said before, I have probably covered this or touched on this in earlier episodes. I don't want to bore you again with those stories on that part of the journey. And definitely not in this episode today for any sympathy on this mission to speak clearly and with patience. I intend to focus on lowering my register and pace today. I know I may sound more robotic, but I desire to slow down my pace and perhaps to present my best with less jumbled and mumbled and unclear words. So thank you ahead of time for allowing me to share this personal and necessary exercise with you. I want to make this lowering of my register and pace a best habit. To regulate my patience, to discover or to rediscover that trait and quality and how I present myself to myself and then to you. I also want to remember and mirror those 8 words for peace and for myself that I have shared with others, but in some way I need to remind my own damn self about those 8 words every day. They are again, no rush. No worry, soon come, here now. That must become my mantra and practice and pace and presence and patience for resilience more than once in a while and more than once a day. That muscle of patience and pace for me needs more work, needs more attention, needs more discipline. I'm on it. I have to stay on this because when I hear my voice played back to me, or when I listen back to my episodes, I do cringe at what I know I can do, not better, but that best was lacking the quality, the clarity, the evenness and the depth of what I'm trying to say to you out there. This, for me, is a humbling exercise. Thank you for allowing me to share these steps, these baby steps, as you might see them as, was just slow down, man. It's not that hard. And I've heard this for a long time, post the stroke incident. But somehow I'm still stuck on stupid and not taking the medicine, which is simply to slow it down. And maybe to lower that register into my chest and not just from my throat and from my lips. In that rapid fire, got to get 5 pounds of sugar into a 1 pound bag, if I'm trying to make that analogy work. But I tend to add more stuff that didn't need to be there. To take what's there, to take what's in me, digest it, and not just regulate it or govern it, but not to actively or intentionally slow it down or dumb it down for myself. But in some ways, that to me is very necessary for me to get across what I'm trying to get across, which is what? All I have for you and sharing with you on a best day is a written word in a book, or in a presentation, or a PowerPoint presentation, or words and visual on a Teams session or a Zoom session. Or, like right now, all I have for you that you can take in are these words from me. And if these words from this guy you know or don't know or never heard of, if they're not succinct, comprehensive, clear, not because there's so much verbosity of it, so much voluminous of the words I'm throwing at you. It's not for me to give you words I discovered in the Oxford English Dictionary. No. It's for me to give you what it comes from me, from my heart to yours, from what's been given to me to express to you. And even just now, my enthusiasm and optimism gets the better of me, which makes me raise that register instead of lowering it to where I said at the beginning I want to be in a meeting you today. To be clear, concise, not just Barry White or Isaac Hayes compelling, but at least clear enough for you to consider this nebulous term called resilience from this guy who's talking about patience, pace, resilience, presence, and currency. Thank you so much for allowing me to start this practice. Hopefully it comes across with that crystal clarity that I want to give to you every day and with a lower register. Thank you again so much. Stay current. Stay present. Yes, it is still 8:20.